But again, my name is Stan Wagnon. I'm Commissioner of the Lone Star Conference, and certainly my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of our 11 member institutions, 9 of which play football. We've got 9 in Texas, 1 school in Oklahoma, and 1 in New Mexico. And you've probably noticed over the last year or so, the conference has really taken some steps to try and create an identity for itself and to promote the good things that our member institutions are doing. Part of that effort has been a tagline for the conference of "We're the One," and you have seen that imagery up, on the screen over here. Before I forget, we've got these nice notebooks that say Lone Star Conference, We're the One, and we've got a stylus pen as well that we want to leave with, or want you to leave with as your gift for being here at Media Day. So we'll have that set up at the table in the back, and want you to grab that and take that as a reminder of your presence here today at Media Day. But when we say we're the one, obviously we're calling attention to ourselves. We're basically calling ourselves out as a conference because we want to be the one. We want to be that one Division II conference that does things the right way, that has success academically, that has success obviously athletically. And so we've got a vision for this conference to become the premier Division II conference. And that statement of "we're the one," we're going to try and hold ourselves accountable to be the one. Obviously, when you think about Division II football in Texas, we're the one for that. We're the only Texas-based Division II football league in the country in Division II. When you think about Division II football being played at Cowboys Stadium, we're the one for that. When you think about small college football players getting a chance to excel on the national stage, at the NFL level, we're the one for that. We produce more than any other small college conference in the country. When you talk about a partnership with Fox Sports Southwest to try and get exposure for our student athletes and our coaches and our institutions, we're the one for that. And so that's kind of the message that we're trying to send. Obviously, we want to provide a unique experience for our student athletes and our coaches. We want to do the same thing for the media that work so hard to cover our conference and carry our message. And so certainly we welcome you today. We started this event, or revived this event a few years ago, really as a way to assist you, the members of the media, in bringing all of our coaches and student athletes to one place to make it easy for you to cover the conference. And so hopefully that will help you today. And certainly if you have any feedback for us, we're always willing to listen. So before we get started, there's a few people I'd like to introduce and thank. Obviously, to put on an event of this magnitude takes contributions from quite a few people. Out of my office, Melanie Robotham, and Melanie, if you'll stand, she heads up our media relations efforts and certainly has played the leading role in coordinating this event. David Pillen, back in the red polo, is interned with us last summer. He's an Abilene Christian graduate, former Lone Star Conference football player, and he's here again today helping out with the conference office. And then the sports information directors at our 11 member schools play a key role in helping us to do the many things we do on the conference level. And so I'd like for each of our SIDs to stand up because I know the media, if you're going to want to get a hold of a coach or a player later today or later in the season, these are going to be the people that can help you do that. So why don't you SIDs stand up, and we certainly appreciate your efforts in helping put this day on. Okay? We've also got 2 athletic directors in the room today, and I want to introduce them. First is Mark Papich, who's the athletic director at Incarnate Word here in San Antonio. And then secondly, I'd like to be the first on behalf of the conference to welcome Sean Johnson, who's recently been appointed as the director of athletics at Angelo State. And Sean, we're certainly glad to have you here today, and welcome back to the conference. What I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about the season that's in store for football. We've got a lot of reasons to be excited. There's obviously a lot of anticipation every time a football season gets started, but I think this year is going to be a little bit unique for us and some opportunities for the conference to really shine. And so I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that. And then obviously we're going to announce the preseason poll, Players of the Year, and then hear from the coaches. This is going to be an exciting year on the football field. We want to be a premier football league. We talk about being a premier football league, and this year I think we really have an opportunity to prove ourselves as a conference. Obviously there's been some scheduling changes with membership changes throughout Division II. We as a conference have approached that as an opportunity to play some new teams and to set up some new challenges. And certainly I think if you talk to any of our coaches, we've got some challenging schedules this year. A lot of that revolves around what's called the First and 10 Challenge, which is an agreement between the Lone Star Conference and the Gulf South Conference, historically one of the stronger football conferences in Division II. This is a series of 10 games that will feature a Lone Star Conference opponent pitted against a Gulf South Conference opponent. And so we're extremely excited to see how we stack up, because we know if we can compete against the Gulf South teams in the regular season, that bodes well for us holding our own in the postseason. Speaking of the postseason, this year we'll have a new look. We are in a new region as Division II has shuffled things a little bit. We're still going to be in Super Region 4, but the conferences that will be in that region with us are a little bit different. We're going to be with the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, which is obviously based in Colorado. We're going to be with the Great Lakes Valley Conference, which is new to Division II football. They've been a basketball conference for a long time, but starting to sponsor football this year. And then we're going to be with the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, which is one of the better Division II football conferences around, home to Grand Valley State and many of the other national powers here over the last decade or two. So we've got our work cut out for us, but it's going to be exciting to have some new opponents in the postseason this year. We do have 3 new head coaches in the league this year, so that will provide for some new opportunities, new look around the league, and so that's going to be fun. I mentioned the Gulf South. That First and 10 Challenge begins with 1 game at our football festival, and obviously that's one of the things that we're looking forward to as a conference. Last year we started this initiative at Cowboy Stadium, played 3 games in 1 day, had almost 25,000 people come through the gates, and so this year we've expanded, and we're going to include all 9 Lone Star Conference teams. There will be 4 conference games, 1 non-conference game that'll be the Angelo State Valdosta game, again part of that First and 10 Challenge series. And then we've also got a high school game that we're excited about including along with our games, and that's the South Lake Carroll Dragons against the Temple Wildcats. And so a big game in Texas high school football, and we're looking forward to having them as part of our event. We also, when you get to the end of the year, have the Kansas Bowl to be excited about. Obviously, in Division II, the playoffs is first and foremost on everybody's mind, and we've certainly had a great representation in the Division II playoffs, but 4 years ago, we started an association with the Kansas Bowl out of Topeka, to where our best non-playoff team goes and plays against the best non-playoff team from the MIAA. Again, a powerhouse Division II football conference. And so this again gives us an opportunity to see where we stack up, and I'm proud to say that we have won that event 2 of the last 3 years, including last year West Texas A&M had a 26-7 victory over Central Missouri. And so we look forward to continuing our relationship with the Kansas Bowl at the end of this year. One other